Good afternoon. It is Christmas List live and direct from Little Jamaica. Once I've completed the Eglinton side of Little Jamaica, I'm going to go to Vaughan and Oakwood, which is well known as a very notorious neighborhood.
Where we're from, in the city where we're from here in Toronto, it's like I think like we're not used to a lot of exposure. Like major artists get exposed to all the major artists and artists who's doing their thing. But as far as media wise, like things like vlogging, and all these kind of different stuff like that, it's just starting to pick up. It's starting to pick up recently a lot more, and people are doing it yet. But the general public, I would say, they're not really so receptive to that. Even Christmas List told me that a lot in post places, and people say, what are you doing here? What the fuck are you doing? Why are you filming here? Whatnot. And this stuff where, as when vloggers go to other countries, or he goes to other countries, Caribbean or wherever else in the world, people are more receptive and welcoming, and they're more excited. You see that more. You know what I mean? They more want to be part of it. They more are embracive of the exposure, but over here, some people are, majority are not really into that, especially in my community where I'm from.
A rule when it comes to drinking that I don't like to drink when the sun is still out. But I guess today is a little different.
It's a little different. Around here, that rule doesn't exist.
Yeah. you get to write your own rules.
This is the place where they drink the most. They have a drinking. They have a drinking problem around that.
Yeah. The big boss. Say shout out to Paul. He's the big boss here.
Paul is a man. He's a good man in the neighborhood. A good influence on the neighborhood.
Yes.
He did a lot of stuff for the neighborhood.
People are very unreceptive to stuff like that. They have this kind of stigma, like people don't want to be in certain things with certain people or involved with certain things that's portraying certain things, or they just don't even want to be seen on the camera, period. A lot of people are just camera shy. So that's one of the things. And then I think some people maybe didn't like the name, or maybe he thought, but I think that name was a good name, and I think that name was doing well, and it helped the video to do well. That's what I think about that name, and it really explains and it really explains and gives a caption to what's going on. He didn't say it's dead. He said the death of Little Jamaica. I mean, something's dying. If something's dying, it can be fixed. It can be revived.
Some people believe that new faces should be representing sort of the same people that they probably think is getting the shine all the time.
Oh yeah. Well, to start with the clout chasing and whatever, I'll say like nobody out here really is no clout chaser. Really, like people do it and you can call it that. There's only one person who really mastered that art out here, and everybody knows who that is. And and that's the top 5.
How quick did your bitch leave you when you ratted? Be honest, I'm not here to tweak. How quick did your bitch leave you when you ratted? I'm not here to tweak.
Listen, bro. Didn't niggas almost cut your head off?
Hello, Scratch. I never told her. I beat a body.
And he's the only one that really masters that out here. You know what I mean? So people just say that when other people are getting shine or light on them, and they feel like they're not getting, or other people should get, or they're not controlling that narrative. They're not controlling that. But me, I don't ask for that. Like the Christmas List video, he linked me. I said, but we talked before, we met, we have a relationship. I met through Johnny Bravo, and I know him. And I've talked to him about doing stuff on our platform when our podcast is up and running, and we'll do stuff together. And then after he linked me, you remember how everything goes, but then he linked me and said I seen him doing Toronto stuff, and then he said he wants to go to Little Jamaica, and he linked me and whatnot. I didn't clout chase or nothing, and I brought it down there. And I actually didn't bring it down there, but I told him to come to my hood and whatever he wanted to go up there. And I said, I want to, display or show some of the artists. I want to let them use the platform and let some of the artists get to use the platform. I didn't use the platform for me. I didn't show no music. I didn't talk about my podcast. I didn't talk about this. I didn't talk about that. of me on there. So how am I clout chasing? I'm just there, and he want to talk to me, and he's interviewing me. But aside from me, is that people that saying it's clout chasing. Like they say, if you don't like what somebody's doing, you don't have to watch it, number one. And then now, if you don't like how somebody's doing something, then you could do it your way. You could link other people, do how you want to do it, and then you could say what you want to say. But don't get mad when somebody's getting an opportunity to do something and call it clout chasing. I don't jack that. To me, that's not what it is. That's not right. Yeah, but if people saying that, they could say that if they want, and this is true. There's always got to be new and younger people and fresh faces, and there is, and they're doing the thing, and I brought them in it too.
How have you been doing, with your mental health and so forth since the last time we connected?
Maintaining. It's not easy, but at the same time, it's not easy taking a 12-year sentence, but at the same time, it's my actions that got me here. So at the end of the day, I can't really too stress about the time. It's just more living conditions and stuff like that would make me stress. It's more of my living conditions that would more take a toll on my mental health, like who I'm living on range with, etc., etc.
Next thing I wanted to just talk about is in it. I said, like, you know what? Let's. I said we should stop the gang war business. I mean this for all around. When you get to be a certain age and a certain stage in life, and you become mature, it's like you don't want to portray those kind of stuff or perpetuate that kind of stuff any longer, and you don't want young people, seeing you pushing that. You want to try to help, give back and change that narrative, So this is just the level where I'm at, and a lot of people, and some people may not be there yet, or they're not thinking that way. And once upon a time, I wasn't there yet. Once upon a time, I wasn't thinking that kind of way, period. And I'm still not. Like what I was saying. What I was saying was just like, if you're saying that you're not involved in that, or you regret that, or you're not doing that no more, you don't think that was a good idea or something, I'm on my side saying I feel the same in a certain way too. I feel like that kind of messed up my path to success, the decisions I made and chose, and the things I chose to do. And it just I just got red flagged. It's funny to say that, but I got red flagged, for being red flagged. And that's what happened. You know what I mean? Just being involved in that life, there's choices I made. It's not even because of that, because I choose to be in my hood and represent my hood and defend my hood and ride for my hood and live there when my music career was already going big already. It was going. I was gone. But I said, nah, I'm loyal to my hood, my ends, and where I was born. And stay here and make sure everything's good and everybody's good and everything is good. That's what I did.